All right. Well, Sunday morning, let's see who comes on. So far, I'm all by myself. Perfect. Let's see, comments, let's enable those bad boys. Good morning. Check and see if we're on. Where's my phone? Oh, let me look at my channel, baby.
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Yeah. How people watch?
Mm-hmm.
How people.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Hi, Mark. We must be delayed. What's up, Dennis? Howdy, Shannon. Let me get back up to the top here because this thing's on a delay. All right. Hey, Mark. I'll say hi to everybody till it gets a little filled up, and then we'll move on with some kind of topic. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Anybody? Anybody got anything? How's it going? It's going good. We're in the new apartment, and I'm going to be doing a video of the new apartment sometime in the next day or two. I've been lazy. Hey, Dennis. John. Blueberry, what's up, man? Sacramento. I was in Sacramento once. Hi, Carl. Hey, how are you? Roken? Let's see, there's Jimmy. Las Vegas, my hometown, sort of. Florida. My friend Monty Cruz is in Florida right now working. Utah, that's probably where if I was ever going to go back to America and retire there, that's probably where I'd go. Hi, Sammy. What's happening there in Texas? Everything all right? I met another fellow Texan yesterday. I met 3 new subscribers this week since they've lifted off the quarantine. It's been fun. And this is a guy that worked in the oil and gas industry. His name is Paul also. Met with him yesterday. And then yesterday I went to my friend Francis's restaurant, and I went with Bud Brown, came with me. And we had fun. We handed out some money that got collected for some kids. Not as hot. Yeah, it's hot, but you know what? This is an awesome apartment because there's an air conditioner way over there, and it's cooling off this room. So that's a first. I don't have to lay in a bedroom. Good morning from Iowa. My dad is from Muscatine, Iowa. What's up, Donnie? What's new? How are things over there in Ohio? Time for him to get back to Vietnam. Hi, old junk man. Wow, Thomas, what's that? Caribbean? Caraco. Good morning. So what do you guys want to talk about? Anything? Got anything on your mind? Can I live there? Well, for $4,500 a month? No, I do it for $1,500 or less. So, yeah. What'd you screw up? I don't know. Mr. Ron, good morning. You and I have been chatting. Always good to see you, Ron. Yep, the chicken's here. You just kind of look. You just gotta pay attention. Thank you very much. Like I said, I'm going to do a tour of the apartment. I'll give you guys a quick rundown. May did a little video blurb about the apartment, and I just kind of let the dust settle on that one because we have our bed here in the front room and our dining room table is in the bedroom. So everybody wants to know why we did that. And I'm going to hold off on the answer until I do my video and I'll explain it all. And I'll do that in the next day or two. Yeah, I know. See, that's what I was just saying. She beat me to it. But there's some explanations. People want to know, why are things so wacky looking? Good morning, Aaron. How are you doing, brother? Let's see. Pound that like button. Yeah, come on, like it up. Watching from New Jersey in 2 months. Wow, cool. Don't let me overly inspire you. I always try to tell people, let me take the shine off the dime over here. I think a lot of us YouTube guys, we get on here and we're talking about this, and we always want to show ourselves in the best light, but it's not always that shiny. So I'd give you advice, but that's not my thing. I like the shelving. Yeah, you know what? The shelving is not completed yet. In the bedroom / dining room, the shelves aren't up yet. And then there's a shelf there's a cupboard that's not covered yet. And there's a couple of other nicky-nacky things that are missing. And it's not because of the landlord's lack of effort. This guy is on top of it. But there's a bunch of stuff that's stuck in Manila because of COVID, I guess, or they're out of stock, or it's back ordered, or this or that. This guy that runs this place is my kind of guy. I'll tell you that. He's all over it. Let's talk about when we can travel to the Philippines. Well, I'm not the expert on that. I don't know who is. I know that Cebu's got issues that they're not letting people in and out. There's starting to be some inner island travel. So people that need to get, let's say, for example, she doesn't, but let's just say May lived on another island and that's her barangay or her little hometown. She would have to go through some hoops. She would have to get a medical clearance and then 5 or 6 other things I haven't bothered to pay attention to. And then she could get on a ferry or a boat or a plane or a bus or whatever and get over there. Well, how are you? I know you have a boyfriend in Nelda where is it? I know he's in Arizona. You have a guy that you're doing an LDR, long distance relationship with in Arizona. So good luck on that. I hope you guys get together. Dumaguete, I'm actually in Valencia. Valencia is up the mountain from Dumaguete. And I am about 3 kilometers up the mountain from my old apartment. So it's cooler up here. The view is better. I don't have any disrespect for my last apartment. It was great. It did what it needed to do. But this place just had some amenities and some changes to it. And I was getting a little stagnant. I kept saying I was looking at the same coconut tree for the last, 3 years. So it was just time for a change, especially after the COVID thing, because we had been locked in that apartment, not locked, but stuck in the apartment for, it felt like forever. Oh, thanks, Frank. You owe me an interview, pal. All right. Remember that. You contacted me and you said you had some sort of business thing that you wanted to talk about. And you wanted to do a video. And this is Frank. He's done, I think, 2 videos with me. What's going on behind me there? Jesus Christ. Things are coming after me. Anyway, Frankie, I drive by your place all the time. I see your green cherry. There we go. We're back on. So anyway, Frank, you owe me an interview. Hi, Goldfinger. How are you? Always good to see you, my friend. Thanks for all of your support. Good day from Australia. All right. Wow, my internet's doing goofy. Surprises me. Arturo, what's up, buddy? Do I need to worry about Social Security retirement tax in the Philippines? No. Now, your Social Security is probably, or my Social Security is really well protected. In other words, even if I had a tax lien, the IRS cannot garnish my Social Security and it's not taxable. It's not taxable in America, and it's not taxable here in the Philippines. So now, if I earn money over and above an allotted amount or any amount, I have to file a tax return. So this year, because of the YouTube channel getting monetized, I will have to file a tax return. But to answer your question, there's no taxes in the Philippines. There was a bunch of chitter chatter about bloggers having to pay tax here in the Philippines also. And to the best of my knowledge, I'm not going to be responsible to pay taxes here. I already pay it to the IRS. And the United States and the Philippines have an agreement. I forget what it's called, some two-way thing or whatever. And basically it means that there's no double taxation. If I'm wrong about that, and I indeed do need to pay taxes to the Philippines, my answer is so be it. I'll pay it. Something's better than nothing, right? You're in Arkansas. My cousin Ed and his lovely wife is in Arkansas. And my good friend Mike Kukla, who passed away very sadly about 4 or 5 months ago, I worked with him for a long time, lived in Handsome Home, Arkansas. Very beautiful country out there. So welcome, Shannon. Hello there, Roger, out there in Cebu. Are you on lockdown? Are you having issues? Because we got down to a modified type of deal where we can go out and about a lot more freely, but they're still enforcing certain rules. And so May and I went out, I think 2 days ago, and we went down to the bank because May is now an official big shot. She has a bank account and a debit card. And I've got a really funny story attached to that, but I'll tell it later. Anyway, we went to Sands Revolve to get a cup of coffee or something after that debacle at the bank. And they let me in. And I said, could they ask for my driver's license? So I gave my driver's license. They said, you can't come in, you're too old. So I figured if the COVID don't get me, starvation will. All right. What's up, Paul? Nice to see you, man. Yeah. Yep. Something's over my shoulder. It might be a banana. I don't know. Who wants Baby May to come on here with us? Park City, Utah. You know, I love Zion National Park. That was my go-to place, was Zion. That's where I used to take my kids. It was about a 90-minute drive, maybe 2 hours. And we'd take day trips up there. And I just love Zion National Park. I think it's beautiful. How are you, Joseph? How are things in Florida, man? I hope you don't get any hurricanes or that kind of stuff. I understand there's some kind of weird dust thing going over Africa that's preventing the usual hurricane season in Florida. Maybe you can inform me on that. I hear a lot of stuff. How you doing, Ronnie? May, you want to come over and say hi?
Yeah.
May's going to join us. Hi, Barry. Stay safe over there in Australia. Uh-oh, here comes the other chicken. Yeah, we are. May and I are going to start doing a little bugging around. Come sit with me, hon. Oh, you're playing with the chicken? Okay. We're going to go to, where's that place you want to go? Palawan, which is kind of like the fancy schmancy place. The good news is during the COVID is May and I stayed home so much that we were able to save some money, like $200 or $300 a month for 3 months. So maybe $700-800. And one thing that I did was I invested in a freezer. So I've got a freezer that I can store food in, and we're living kind of outside of the limits here a little bit, and it's rainy season. So one thing that COVID taught me was to always be prepared as far as food and water and all that kind of stuff. And I was doing really good on my diet up until we got quarantined, and then I could no longer get into town to buy the proper protein type foods that I was doing, and I blew back up. So now I'm storing up all my little protein foods, and once we get an oven in here, which is our next adventure. My friend Gary Berg agreed to sponsor a convection oven for Baby May for a cooking channel. And we've gone and tried to buy 2 or 3 ovens, and they've been out of stock. So it's just a matter of time. Waiting for the world to open up. Yeah, that's Gary. That's Gary, my friend that I was in Vietnam with. And we did some videos together. And I think you're going to go back to Nha Trang, right? And you're in Ohio, and you're just kind of like in limbo. Which is okay. From Thailand. Wow. I spent a year in Phuket. You gonna come sit with me? Or are you worried about the chicken?
Yeah, chicken.
Oh, don't worry about that stupid chicken.
No.
Myrtle Beach. How you doing, Kevin? Beam. Kevin or Kevin? It's about the same size. Paul's asking about the size of the apartment. Sit over here, you Paul. It's about the same size, but the layout's a lot better. The air conditioning works a lot better. Are you in here?
Yeah.
Let me move over. Come on.
Okay.
All right, come join me. Here we are. Well, maybe the other side. Maybe sit over here. I keep saying left is right and right is left. So.
Because of the camera, it's.
Yeah. All right. It's all right. Okay, from Thailand again.
Yeah. Good morning.
South Beach, Carolina. Oh, okay. I'm getting behind in my comments. Sitting here listening to you. May. How do you stay safe? I've never been unsafe. The only time I feel unsafe is when I'm driving a scooter. We did talk about that in a video that I did, an interview for my friend who's starting a YouTube channel. So he wanted me to be on his little show. And we did talk about safety. And the bottom line is if you familiarize yourself with a new location, I've been here 3 years, but I know that there are a couple of what you'd call bad parts of town. So I just don't go there. And I especially don't go there at night. So there's not a big safety issue out here. If you stick to yourself, if you don't get in anybody's face, if you kind of stay under the radar, there shouldn't be any issues. Let's see. Hope you have to discuss sooner on your channel again about foreigners who visit their girlfriend in the Philippines. Well, you know what? Later on today, I'm going to have my friend John is coming over, and he's going to talk about that very subject. So you're in luck, Melvin.
Melvin.
We are enjoying our new home a lot. Do you like it here?
Yes, so much.
So much. You know what we did was I kind of said, baby, this is your apartment. I've had apartments. She's never had them. And so we downsized even more before we moved over here. The only thing we've added was this freezer, kind of a necessary evil, if you will. But I said, just give away all the stuff that you don't want, or you're not using, or you don't need. And like 25% of my clothes went out the door because we just donated those to people. And pots and pans and stuff that were old and had been replaced, but we'd hung on to. And so we donated all those. But I had a previous girlfriend that had kind of decorated the old apartment, And then when we moved over here, I noticed that magically everything that she had ever bought for the apartment had disappeared. and for some strange reason, May and I had to go buy new stuff that May had picked. So that's how that worked. Big difference, yeah. Province girls, all day long, yeah. City girls, city girls are basically province girls that came to the city to go to work in many cases. So it just kind of depends. I don't want to give advice, but in my humble opinion, there may be a province girl that comes to, say, Cebu to work at a call center and just hangs out with her girlfriends. And so technically now she's a city girl. and she's just fine. But it's just been my experience that a Providence girl is just, what's the word? Not quite so jaded, you know. May says hardworking.
Yeah, province girl is hardworking.
That's right.
City girl is like the shopping or bonding with the friend.
Okay. So what I think May's trying to say is she uses this term a lot, materialistic. The city girls are materialistic, and the province girls are more about family and home, just simple stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, she's a very good judge of character. We've met a bunch of people, and I really liked them when I met them. And I said, "What do you think about him or her?" She said, "I don't like them." I'm like, "Why?" And she'll tell me why. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, she's right.
Mr. Ron, thank you so much for watching my video.
Yeah, he does watch your videos.
Yeah,
Huh?
thank you so much.
Rice, parody, and swimming pool. I don't know what that means. What's rice parody? Well, hello there, Jim. How are you? You enjoying your quarantine? Yeah, so Jose says, I can't wait until the lockdown settles. I'm waiting for my fiance K1 visa, delayed because of this mess. Yeah, everything's been slowed down. Oh, okay. Why did I move? The other place looked pretty sweet with that pool setup. Yeah, again, no disrespect to my last apartment. It was fine. My landlords were diamonds. Everything was cool and groovy. During the COVID, I was at home for 90 days. And a lot of little miracles happened out of that, actually. We weren't affected by it all that much negatively, as I know a lot of you guys were, because you got kids in school and you're working and you're not getting your unemployment check, or the stimulus check didn't come, or it wasn't enough. And excuse me. So I know that you guys faced a lot more challenges than me. But I just got tired of the view. And I really wasn't even thinking about moving until my friend Mark called me up and he says, "Hey man, I'm going to go look at some new apartments. You want to come with us?" And I said, "Sure." So me and Baby May jumped on the gay looking little scooter and we followed him up here. And these were the apartments he was looking at. And they're cheaper than what I was paying. They're more modern. They have a better air conditioning system. They have 2 water supplies instead of 1. A better view, better grounds, more privacy, it's quieter. The internet is better. It's not great, but it's better. So you just keep adding up all these things and you say, why not? I'm going to save money and I'm going to live better. And we've got a great big patio. And she'll attest to the fact I spend 75% of my day when I'm home, I'm outside on the patio. I just like being out in the fresh air. And the air is very clean up here.
Yeah.
It's not, we're not off of a main road. We're in fact, we got to take a nasty little dirt road to get here, which isn't terrible. But the only thing we hear are chickens and dogs and the normal stuff. There's no jeepneys going by. There's no smoke being blown in the front door. We're kind of, it's safer, I think. The compound itself is really nice. So I'll do 2 different videos. I've already got it in my head to do them. I'm going to do one on the interior of the apartment, and then I'm going to do one on the exterior of the apartment. I was going to do one big long video of walking through the gate. I kind of had it in my head that how I would want to show it to you guys, but it would take too long. It would be a 30, 40-minute video. I know 15 minutes is about our attention span. So anyway, that's the story on the apartment. Okay, let me keep on booking. YT, I don't know. Food prices are going up about 15 to 20% here in New York. Wow, what about there? What's funny? What's going up here is not so much food, but alcohol. I'm not a big drinker. You guys know me. I know I like coffee, so that price has stayed stable. Thank God. But I noticed the other day, we went to a place for breakfast just to kind of get out of the house, and I noticed that the portions were smaller because guys have been hit by this COVID, so they're trying to recover a little bit of their money. And when I moved here, if I went to a place called the Red Tables, which is just as not a place I like to go, but if I've been there, I can remember buying a beer for 35 pesos. And we were at PJ's restaurant the other day,
Yeah.
and I was not drinking, but I was having breakfast, and I noticed he had put a sign up. All the beers had gone to 70 pesos. That's double.
Yeah.
And so that's $1.40 for a beer. So that's getting up there. I know it's not like New York, where I don't know what beer costs there. 100 degrees in Justin, Texas. Yeah, it's rainy season here, and we're up the mountain a little bit, so we get a little breeze, and it's a lot cooler. And it's been overcast. When we go into town, it's when I get hot because you go down into Dumaguete, you're going down in elevation, you get to sea level, and it's just you got all the concrete, and that reflects up the sun. And you got all the jeepneys and the trikes and the motorbikes and all the engines and all the people breathing. And it's just one big heat creator. So it's a solid 15 to 20 degrees cooler up here, Fahrenheit, than it is downtown. Good morning. How are you? 64 Dasani. John Banks, hey old dog, couldn't resist posting on your Facebook about sunrise of the chicken crowing. Yeah, I saw that. I was in the glide path and military jets. You get used to it. Roosters. Yeah, I like the sounds of nature. I like dogs. We got 2 dogs here.
Yeah.
Pets aren't allowed, but the owner's got a dog and he made an exception for another guy. And that's fine because the dogs are nice and it's fun. The 2 dogs play all day. They don't bark at us. They don't attack us. They're gentle little dogs. And it's just part of the deal. It's kind of, I would like to own a dog, but I just don't want that commitment. If I want to travel or whatever, then it becomes another issue. But I got these dogs to play with. And the sounds of chickens and roosters and all that, it's just nature. So I enjoy it. I like those sounds. Let's see, we're getting behind here. Okay, you're gonna have to read that one, baby.
Good morning from Okinawa.
All right, well, thank you, Clara. Kayak has daily update. Oh, okay, there you go. So what's the story, Gary? What's Kayak saying? And our ticket price, I haven't looked, honest to God, I haven't, because we're gonna do some inner island stuff. And May just successfully opened up her first bank account. And that's part of the drill of her leaving the country with me is what I've researched and found out is that they're very, very nervous about her leaving the country for the first time because they think she's not coming back. They're afraid of one of 2 things. Number one, she's going against her will with me and that I'm going to do something with her or to her when I get her to wherever we're going. And the other problem that the receiving country has is they're afraid that she's going to stay there and take one of their jobs. So what we've done is we're trying to establish her a little bit as far as roots to the community. So she's got 2 bank accounts now. She's got your little credit union that you started with your sister. We opened her up an account with a big girl debit card.
No.
And right after we put this money in the bank and she got a debit card, we were at the mall and she says, hey, I'm meeting so-and-so here. That chicken out of my face. She says, I'm meeting so-and-so here and I'm buying these clothes I ordered from her and it's 200 pesos. And so, and she's like, well, I need 200 pesos. I said, friggin' ATM's right down there. Just go put that PIN number we learned in, hit the withdrawal button, and she said, no. That's my savings account.
Guys, gonna put it very funny. Sorry.
This poor woman, I just beat on her relentlessly. Let's see. Oh yeah. The young college student. I think what's her name? I'm so bad with names.
Elmi.
Elmi. Yeah. I did 3 back-to-back interviews. I actually went to my friend Francis, and who owns a restaurant here, and that interview was about 3 weeks in the making because I had interviewed Francis. I kind of advertised his restaurant a little bit. He's an Italian guy, makes really good food. And so I thought, well, I'll let everybody know about his restaurant because it's really good. I've done 2 restaurants. I've done the Cliff House, which I'm right around the corner from now. They have awesome hamburgers, the best you're going to find in Negros. And then there was Frances, and it was like the best pizza, the best lasagna. She's in love with lasagna there now. And so I said, you know what? If it's good, I'll tell people about it. If it's crappy, I'll just leave it off my radar. And so he has a helper there that's a 19-year-old orphan. And we got to chit chatting that she would make an interesting candidate to be on the program. And I said, cool. And that was about 3 weeks ago we started that whole thing.
Yeah.
And finally we got coordinated with times and whatnot. And I went back over there, and lo and behold, the orphan was there. What was her name again? I keep forgetting. Elmi. I keep wanting to say Millie. Elmi, he was there. And they also had their daughter there that does ballet.
Yeah.
And then there is a mute boy or a deaf boy that does karate that is their neighbor. And turned out that all 3 of them wanted to be on the little old dog program. And I said, great. So we did boom, boom, boom. We did 3 interviews back to back. And then I posted them about 8 hours apart from one another. And they were all very inspiring and motivating type of videos. They were just real people that were doing extraordinary things with their life. A little 7-year-old girl was teaching herself ballet by watching YouTube because her mom couldn't afford to send her to ballet school. Elmi had gotten through, in fact, YouTube didn't like my video. They refused to monetize it, which is fine, because I said that she had been abused and used and overworked and accused and all. I used all these words that Google didn't like, but she's gotten over 10,000 views. And then Andy, who was the little deaf boy, he's about 15 years old and does karate. Yeah. So we did all those, and you know what? I never mentioned money at all, but people watched it and they were really moved by it, and they said, hey, how can we help these kids? We would like to. So they donated to the channel. And so in 24 hours, we collected or we received $1,400 to be divvied up between the kids. So my friend Bud Brown came with me. If you guys don't know him, Bud Brown's a fellow vlogger out here. And I said, Bud, I said, I don't like this money business. It creates an illusion that I don't want to have. I don't like all this accountability stuff. So I took pictures of every donation. I took pictures of what else? I took pictures of the receipt when I changed the money over. I took a picture of my PayPal account. Yeah. I did all this stuff to, CYA. And then I asked Bud to please meet me over there because he speaks the language. And then we doled out the money to the kids, which they were thrilled about. And so thank you very much for all those folks that donated to the kids. And then I took pictures of all the kids holding cash, and I just said, I'll see you in court. It's just a matter of time before somebody says, oh, you kept the money. So Bud says, man, well, I bet you were glad to unload that. I said, you bet I was. Okay. Did I miss a tour of the new place? No. Baby May on her channel, the world famous Baby May Cooking and Adventure channel, has a tour of the new place, but you've yet to see the old dog's version. That's coming the next day or two.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wash hands, wash hands. Good morning, long-time subscriber, first-time caller. Well, welcome aboard, Johnny. Let's see, how are we doing on our comments? Are we staying in there? We got 324 people watching. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a school teacher. My time is almost over, so my holiday is not going to happen. I'm a school teacher. My time is almost over, so my holiday is not going to happen. Okay. I don't understand it exactly, Jose. Well, good evening. Home of Lizzie Borden. You know who Lizzie Borden is?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't want to know her. When she's up there with Marina Bobbitt.
Mm.
I'll be in the Philippines in about 2 or 3 months. You give a lot of good advice on the cost of living. Well, thank you. You know, I try to be as transparent as possible. Um, budget videos, I think, sometimes are understated. When I first started watching videos, I was super interested in every time somebody did a budget video on how much does it cost. And it always seemed to be $1,000. And when I got out here, I discovered it was $1,500 for me. But I have a different lifestyle than some of these guys. I just mentioned Bud Brown. He's got a different. He does live on $1,000, $1,200. Um, but I live on more just because we just have different styles. So I think it's important that we get everybody out there. That's why I like a lot of YouTube channels being out there, and we're all friends for the most part. And I think we complement each other because I'm 65 and I live a certain way, and Bud is 70 and he lives a certain way, and then my friend Gio is 48 and he lives a different way. And so if you guys can watch just the old dog, but all these other guys too, it'll give you a kind of a well-rounded perspective. And whatever we say as a safety net, I would just add 10%. Because I don't know you, but you know, that would just be, I just think that's, I don't like to give advice. So that's what I would do. Detroit, well, how are you doing? Making all them cars? Boy, the car business is suffering right now. I used to be in the car business. Wow. Little Rock, Arkansas, right on. How are you, Terry? Hello, my friend. Nice to see everybody here today. That's so nice.
Yeah.
How is the young lady that you had on the other night doing? Any way to provide more hope for her? That whole thing turned into a snowball I wasn't intending. Again, I'll kind of repeat myself. I didn't know I was going to interview 3 people in one house in one day back to back. And I had a bunch of people there with me because I felt a little uncomfortable because their daughter is only 7. And I didn't like the perception of me sitting with a 7-year-old girl. And that could be looked at weird. So I had her mom to the right who didn't want to be on camera, and she was talking. She had a microphone on, and baby was over to the left off camera. And then there was actually another couple there that came to eat and we're friends with also. So I think I covered myself there as far as the police, the political police, you know, with the kids and everything. Um, but if that's the young lady you're talking about, that's the 7-year-old. She's doing super. She got 30,000 pesos. She got $600 towards ballet lessons, and that's going to last a long time. If you're referring to the young, what's her name? I keep wanting to say Millie, but
Elmi.
it's Elmi. I keep wanting to say Millie. Elmi, the 19-year-old who had this hell of a life. Elmi, for those that don't know, is a 19-year-old girl whose mother died or was killed at the age of 7. At the age of 17, her father committed suicide. And then she went to work for some people that just abused her. I mean, not physically, but they worked her to death almost. And then they were kind of rescued, if you will, by my friend Francis and his wife. And so I interviewed her, and people donated money. She got $600. The Karate Kid got a couple of $100. That was my friend Andy. He got the least because he was the last video. So um, that's all good. They're all very thankful to you guys. You don't know how thankful they are. No one knows international travel is all best guesses. I'm with you on that, Mr. Ron. I think the first of the year is a pretty good guess. I'm trying to get home to the States in March because it's my father's 96th birthday, and I would like to be there for that. Plus, I have some other people to see.
Oh.
That was my favorite YouTuber today, but English. Enough about Baby May.
Hi.
Ian, I thought you were going to bed. We were chatting. We had an email this morning, and you said you were going to sleep. You must be a real night owl. Ian's got a couple of stories. Don't you, Ian? Huh? Ian's a great guy. Ian's my buddy from Australia.
He's very
And
kind.
he's very kind. That's right. He brought Baby May a cake.
Yeah.
And he got her a koala bear.
Yeah.
And just an all-around good guy.
Yeah.
He also was kind of the spearhead when we did the videos of donating some money to the kids. And he started that whole ball rolling. And he's right. Baby May has a video on the world famous Baby May Cooking and Adventures. We have to plug that a number of times. She did the makeup on the girls before they came on. They wanted to, play dress up and all that kind of stuff. So she had the girls, and she has a video of her doing the makeup for the 7-year-old, right? And Tell Me. Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, John, thank you very much. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
That'll get us a cup of coffee today, huh? How much Social Security give you monthly? Trying to figure if I'm going to be able to survive on Social Security. Social Security gives me $1,800. I spend $1,500. Like that for a direct answer. Hey, Tom, out in Dayton, Ohio. Hi, Jazz in Kentucky. We're in Arizona. Girlfriend traveled from Manila. Promptly caught COVID-19 covered. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's an interpersonal conversation that's going on. Yes. How's that for a direct answer? It's a lot cooler up here, man. Yeah, it's a lot cooler. In fact, if we keep going, which we've done, it gets downright cool. Cool. And during the COVID thing, what are you doing?
Oh, the flying.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to fly in here.
Sorry. Disturb me.
Where's the token? I need one.
Sorry, guys.
Well, your Power Rangers just fell down. See, the whole set's collapsing. Jesus Christ, what are you doing back there? Well, in New York City, how are you, buddy? Papa Smurf. I need 2 cold IPAs a day. Can I get that? What's an IPA? Is that a drink? An IPA? It sounds like a beer or something like that. I honestly don't know what an IPA is. I'm sorry, Gordon. Greetings from Alice Bray in the NT. What's NT? You're not dealing with the sharpest stick here. Okay? You guys got to spell these things out. Double dip agreement. Well, Columbus, Ohio. How you doing, Wes? Hey, there's my buddy K9. There you go.
Oh, K9.
We always love K9. Yeah, the Masters, huh? Augusta, Georgia. I'm a golfer. I used to be. I would love to have gone. I'd love to go walk that course. I don't even play it. I would just like to go there. I would just like to go to the Augusta National Golf Course, home of the Masters. And I just like to walk the course or drive around in a cart or whatever. Have somebody push me. It'd be better. Well, yeah, here she is. Here, I'll move over. Get over, baby.
Oh.
You're the wrong way. See, this camera's reversed. We keep thinking we're going one way. We're going another. Let's see. If I got behind. Let's see. We got Jay. Okay, there we are. There we go. Yes, we are on lockdown. Only 2 days a week for food and banking. Yeah, we can go out every day. But they still got these silly restrictions. Like I'm too old to walk into a restaurant, and or if you're under 21 or 20 or something like that, you can't walk into a restaurant. They drink the Kool-Aid, I'll tell you. Quebec, Canada. I love Canada. How you doing, Carl? I love to fish in Canada. Batesville, Arkansas, trapped in a nursing home. Well, I'm sorry about that, Shannon. I hope you recover quickly. Be safe, please. I had a stroke. I had a small stroke my first week here in Dumageddon, but I won't get into it. Thank you, Papa Slurp, for that super sticker. We appreciate you. Yeah, there she is. All right, Johnny in Brazil. What's up, buddy? Need some YouTube videos from you. Well, I want to see Brazil one day. Hey, Ken.
Good morning, Sir Ken.
See that big shot. Oh, hi. Okay, that one. Hello from Ohio. Hi, Joe. You're over there with my buddy Gary. I had the same problem with the 60 plus thing here in Davao. Okay, we are on the same. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird, Ron. It's like, so you're 59 years old, you can go inside and have a hamburger, but if you're 60, you can't. So please explain that to me. But, you know, again, I'm not dissing it. These people are trying to do, when I say these people, the officials here in the Philippines, they're trying to do the prudent thing. They're trying to follow others' leads and keep the population safe. I have an opinion about all of it, but I'll just leave it to myself. Mountains of West Virginia. That's a beautiful country, Chuck. Let's see here. Hey, you guys like our new background? Huh? You guys miss the couch? Hey, Big Dave. How you doing, man? Marichelle. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming along. Hey, Masso. Masso. So nice. You named him twice. It's a Sahara. Oh, yeah. No, the Sahara dust is that's what's it's like calming down the hurricanes or something. I don't know, some sort of atmospheric vibes. Oh, you know what? May's sister will be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's her birthday,
Yeah.
and so we're having a little party here at the McGill compound, and your sister's arriving in the morning.
Yeah,
right?
morning. Yeah.
And she'll be going back late evening.
Yeah.
And we're cooking up a bunch of food to take back to your parents.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Because my parents not always equal.
Yeah, their parents are
Once
they are a little strapped financially. May's never once approached me for help in that direction, except she likes to overcook, and that's fine. And when her sister goes to Chateau to visit them, we make sure they get a lot of chicken and stuff because they only eat meat about once a month. They're surviving kind of on rice and vegetables.
Yeah.
But the father's down at the count, the mom's trying to run the tobacco store.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, kids. We help when we can. Top of the morning to you, Mark. With long problems. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's a different conversation. Hello, baby May.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning, all people 350 watching. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, she's got the Power Rangers got up and running. I bought. Here you go. Here's a May story for you. I was making a joke one time, a long time ago. I made a joke. I was interviewing somebody, and it just popped in my head. I said, "Who's your favorite Power Ranger?" And it just sort of stuck. And I even, my kids used to watch the Power Rangers, so I don't even have a favorite Power Ranger. But then it became kind of a thing on the show, kind of like the Goofy Chicken. And so I said, you know what? For the new apartment, I'm going to order some Power Rangers from Shopee. So I got 4 Power Rangers delivered, and they were 450 pesos. And what did you get? Show me your new Power Rangers. These aren't Power Rangers, the same thing. Not the chicken. How much did these cost?
80 pesos.
Yeah, she paid 80 pesos, and she got a whole bunch more. Look, the ignorant foreigner paid 450 for some crappy ones.
Yeah.
They're so nice.
Very cheap.
She hasn't taken them out of the box yet.
And the your buy is how much? 450?
450.
Oh, it's very
it's very expensive. Yeah.
That's
Thanks.
very
That's what I just said.
like okay.
Yeah. You're a lot smarter than me. Everybody knows. All right, that's enough of that. Did you do a house tour of your new place? I personally have not. That's coming up on the dog channel here in the next few days. I was going to do this big long thing with the exterior and then coming into the place and trying to explain to everybody why our bedroom's in the front room, not in the bedroom. But May did a little tour. So if you want to see it on Baby May's Cooking and Adventures, there's a tour there, and I'll be doing one here in the next day or two.
Yeah.
I've just been lazy.
And then you need to explain why
Yeah, I got a lot of explaining.
more people the question about them.
I know. I'm still questioning it. What's going on, George? I'd like to, yeah. Sold. I should give away with prizes or something. I don't know. It's the sand in the atmosphere. It makes it hard for hurricanes to form. Great red sunsets. Yeah. I had read something. I don't still understand why that does it, but I guess it just interferes with the way the wind collects. I don't know. So at least I'm not that crazy. Can you show us a new neighborhood someday? Well, there's really not. Yeah, I can. May's better at that than I am. She's, again, I keep talking about her channel, but May's the one that goes out and walks around with her girlfriends and goes to the rivers and goes to the trees and looks for forest and talks to the plants and has all that stuff going on. And that is a neighborhood. So me, I don't do that kind of stuff that much. I'm more of a talking head, and then I have people that come on the show. That's just sort of my MO. I might get more mobile in the future. We'll just see where it goes. Hey, Ann, good morning. The resorts are opening, yeah.
Is AG girlfriend? Yeah.
Yeah.
The picture, you know.
Look at that picture. You know what? You should, well, I got you here. Why don't you guys meet us up at the plaza later? It's 9:47, so we'll wrap this up at about 10:30 or so. We won't be on too long, and then we'll go to the plaza. So, yeah, in fact, we're going to a resort. I talked to somebody about that. Kind of a private conversation with Ann.
And then later you meet.
How many times I quit smoking? I didn't even try. I've got a plan though. I have a plan. That's all I'm going to say. From Missouri, hi Harold, how are you, man? Thanks for joining in. Did you consider living in Valencia? I do live in Valencia. Great to see you, my friend. Moving in soon in January. Well, good. I don't know what your name is because you got like one of those deals, but that's okay. Best coffee shops in my area. Coffee Groove is the closest one to me. We were there yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met another guy named Paul and his girlfriend, a subscriber, and he got arrested. He had a great story. He went for a walk on a Sunday, and Sunday was lockdown day. So him and two of his friends went for a walk, and they got arrested. And he's got a mugshot on his phone. I said, "You gotta let me have that photo. I gotta show it on my Facebook." He's like, "No way." I said, "Man, I wish I had gotten arrested with you because I want a mugshot." Oh, okay, I did that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, welcome, Tom. Thanks for coming and joining us today.
Thank you for watching.
A lot of people here. I saw May's apartment tour. Looks great. Wishing you many more morning coffees on that porch. There are many. Yeah, every morning. And you know what's also really, here's the good, the bad, and the ugly, is the good, which far outweighs the bad and the ugly, is that there's no ants. We actually are elevated. You'll see it when I do the tour, but we're elevated up off the ground. And so obviously ants are down. They can crawl up the wall, but everybody here has a can of Baygon. Every one of us sprays the exterior walls and the rails religiously, once or twice a day. Just a little dab will do you, and it keeps the ants away. The only issue we're having right now are flies and bees.
Yeah.
And I got stung by a bee the other day, waiting for the break out the EpiPen. But nothing happened. I just it bit me on the toe and or stung me on the toe. And there's a lot of flies, but it's rainy season. So I think that's kind of like the breeding time for flies, and this too shall pass. So, but I'll take a fly and a bee over an ant all day. I don't know.
Wow, yeah.
Where are we going? You're the one with the big paddle on.
That's my dream, my birthday.
That's your dream. Okay, so we're gonna go there when we can. Because you got that bank account, we'll just put it on your freaking debit card. And I don't know. You got a recommendation for
Only
me?
flying.
I don't know. We don't travel that much. We're really boring. We've been to like Siquijor. That was it. Where else do we go?
Palawan in the number one in the Philippines. The Palawan number one.
Yeah. Nice to see you, Jesse. Thanks for coming on. Aloha, Justin. What's happening, man? Good morning from London. Nice.
Yeah, good morning, Sir Andrew.
Now the weather is in London. What is it? July? It's hot. It's hot in London. What do you think of this? Cold and overcast. And CC, is this virus be open? Let's go to AAA to view some giant clamps. And
Sipala is very so far.
Stop typing with your toes. Okay, use your fingers next time. Good Lord. Anne's been featured on my channel. Anne has a lot of admirers, don't you, Anne? Everybody wants Anne's phone number. Well, you're never late in the Philippines. There's no such thing as being late.
So thank you for watching.
The word late doesn't exist out here. Oh man. Yeah, I've never felt unsafe here. There are plenty of places in Columbus I wouldn't recommend you hang out at 3M if you don't know the turf. That's true, man. I mean, I lived in LA and I lived in Vegas, and there were just places I wouldn't go at any time during the day. I just knew that if I walked in, I wouldn't walk out. And there's like one or two sections of town here that actually, you know, you can invite trouble by wearing a lot of bling or having an attitude or being obviously under the influence and look like easy prey. So, you know, desperate people do desperate things. And everybody was all concerned during the COVID, since no one was going to have any money, that all this big crime spree was going to break out. I just didn't see it. And maybe it happened in other parts. I don't know. Not here. I didn't see it. City girls have a different agenda. That's my friend Gary. And I agree with him. The city girls have a different agenda.
What is an agenda?
I'll tell you later.
Sorry guys, because I'm not understanding.
Attitude, I think, would be attitude. City girls and province girls, different attitude.
Yeah, but it's
fair enough.
Yeah, about the agenda, I'm not understanding.
I just told you, attitude.
Oh, okay.
Thank
you. Thank
everything's
you
got
for
to be repeated 5 times. Woman exhausts me. I'm a province girl.
Yeah, you want
coffee? I do work a lot. I'm a proud province girl. Well, good for you. Yeah. Of course I want some coffee. You want to push the button over here?
You drink coffee first?
Yeah, see? That's her answer to everything. Whenever I get a little pissy, she goes, you want some coffee? City girls start to turn too much Western American. Yeah. It doesn't take long, you know. It doesn't take long for some girls, and then other girls are just so deep in their roots and their moral fiber that nothing's going to change. So I think that applies to us guys too. I mean, you know, you come out here and you can run amok if you want to. You can really just, you know, take the throttle off and or the governor off the throttle and just go full bore and not have any consequences. Or you can stick to your core principles and morals and whatnot and not go down that path. And I think sometimes the girls get an unfair rap. You know, they're just doing what they got to do in many cases. So I'm always kind of in their corner. Hey, Paul, Michael from Battle Creek, Michigan. Coffee makers are easy to buy. Can you buy whole bean and ground coffee? Yes. Yes, you can. Um, in fact, the coffee I'm drinking now is ground from whole beans, and they do it right at the store for you. My Canadian wife is watching with me. She enjoys your laughter, just like me. We can't wait to go to the Philippines early next year. Baguio, here we come. Well, good luck with that, Jesse. I have no desire to go to Baguio. I've heard too much about it. In fact, Gary went to Baguio. I think he lasted 24 hours. The reason being, I was actually, when I was researching the Philippines, that was my destination. I was going to go there because of the weather. And, but it didn't turn me on because it had a lot of pine trees. And I've grown up with pine trees. So I kind of was looking for a different vibe. But the weather, I kept hearing nice things about the weather, the weather, the weather. But the people that I have talked to, if they're older like me, don't like it. So Gary went there and he didn't like it because walking is difficult. It's a lot of up, it's a lot of down, it's very mountainous. Traffic's a bitch, from what I understand. It's just wall to wall cars, bikes. There's nowhere to park. So stuff like that, you know. Now, I was talking with my friend Paul, my new friend Paul, yesterday, and he'd been there and he did like it. And he said that, like Dumaguete, there are outlying areas. Now, here are outlying areas would be considered to be Darwin and Bacong and Chaton. And so there's, you can travel away from the city and get away from all that nonsense. So there's probably some, I would think that a place like Baguio, I think any place you go, you need to give it a month just to get the beat. And you can't get there in one day and draw a conclusion. I can't. Maybe you can. All right, so here's Ann. Hey guys, Paulie, this virus gone and the border is open. Let's go to play, see some turtles and giant clams. What is a clamp? Oh, a clam? Is that what you're talking about? Ann? She's still typing with her toes. George W. Okay. There's my buddy King. Where are the options for the yellow and pink Power Rangers in your background here? You, Amy, Joe Johnson, and Trent Coleman from the 80s version. Yeah, I've got big plans with all my little animated kids, non-animated props, if you will. We've got some really funny ideas that we want to try. And it's just a matter of doing it. And it's just a matter of playing around with it. We've actually been crazy, kind of busy since we moved in here. It's interesting. It's really comfortable because we were able to declutter. We threw away a bunch of papers. Like I said, she cleaned out a bunch of stuff that we were hanging on to for no reason. I like less is more. So we've got everything's easier to get our hands onto. And there's some opportunities here to do with the chicken and the Power Rangers that we've talked about. But it's just a matter of I don't want to say too much, but it's a matter of putting it in motion. And we'll get there. We've been busy. We've been out buying stuff. She wanted to put floor mats and stuff like that. And so, you go into town here is an all day thing. Or 4 hours feels like 10 hours. So we're finally settled in. We're finally organized to a degree. And we've got one more thing to get, which is a convection oven. And did I mention that already?
Yeah.
Did I already talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Your wife is from Eastern Samoa. Well, good on you, Anthony. Where are you at? Good morning, Juan. We are safe and we are happy. Thank you for checking in with us, brother. Can I have your jacket? I have your friends, my friend. Can I have your jacket? I don't understand. Does your new house have a street number as part of the address? No. You do not find hardly any places here with streets, period, much less the number. So the good news is that all the local establishments and the online ordering businesses like Shopee and Lazada deliver here. So it shows up. And the owner has ordered so much material and stuff from town building this place over the last year or two. I don't know how long he's been working on this place.
Yeah.
When we went to go buy the freezer, we just said we live at Big Rock, and they said, "Oh yeah, we know where that is." You know, they order all the time from us because we bought it from a hardware store, and they've been buying. Obviously, they're building, so they're buying stuff from the hardware store. So they knew the owner, and that's all we had to say. They came right up and dropped off that freezer. Can you PM me with Cutie CJ's info, please? Is she single? Well, here's the deal. We may as well approach this subject here. May does have a lot of friends that are really cute and they're really sexy and all that kind of stuff. And I get inundated with guys saying, "Hey, hook me up with this girl or that girl, or I want to meet her." So I've got kind of a standard reply to that. Number one, I would never ever give out your phone number to a stranger. Okay, if you and I were friends, Justin, and somebody said, "Hey, I want to call your friend Justin," I would say, "Well, what's your name? I'll have Justin call you." So, you know, we're not a dating service here. We're just having fun. We just got cute girls, or she's got cute friends that are coming on the channel. And obviously guys like girls, and that's normal and that's natural. But questions like this are expected and there's nothing wrong with it. But I just want you to know where we're coming from. And so if you really want to meet any of the girls that have been on the show, make a comment and say, "I'm interested in Ann," or "I'm interested in this one," or "I'm interested in that one," because the girls read the comments. And right?
Yeah.
Am I telling this right?
Yeah.
And so now it's the girls' decision. Do I want to meet this guy? And so that's kind of the same thing, you know. I don't talk to them. It's not like like Maria Catherine was on the show. She was real popular, right?
Yeah.
I never talked to Maria Catherine. She's friends with her. I'm friends with her, but we never see her except once in a while. And so I'm not going to text her or send her a message every time, because like 50 guys all said, "Hey, I'm in love with Maria Catherine. I want to meet her." I'm like, "Well, good on you. Go find her. She's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Put a little energy into it. Put some, you know, the old dog be an old dog. I'm retired."
That's good.
I don't know when the restrictions will be over and safe. I'm still trying to break into a couple of restaurants just to eat. So your guess is as good as mine. I'm saying the first of the year, but I don't know. Good morning from Dubai.
Wow.
Nice to hear from you. I bet you work over there, huh?
From Dubai.
Mm-hmm. No, Larry, they're all taken. They're all spoken for. They actually have a total of 10 apartments. 7 of them are up and running. They're all occupied. They have 3 more that are being constructed, which I'll show in my video, and they all have deposits on them. Let's see. What happened to baby May? I don't know. Something happened to you?
Yeah. Pimples.
Oh, she's got pimples.
I have more pimples. You know why I have more pimples?
Why?
I'm always in love every day to telephone.
Oh, see, it's my fault.
Pimples hurt.
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
That's my answer.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Thank you for questioning.
By the way, I'm in Miami, Florida. Of course, the COVID didn't rise significantly here. Yeah, well, the COVID thing, is the COVID thing. I have a definite opinion on that, and I'm just going to keep it to myself. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Well, hi, James Brown. How you doing, man? I like your new crib, old dog. I like it too. It's really nice, and it's not even completed yet. And I still might change it around where I put the bed in the bedroom, but she gets like this big crestfallen look on her face, and I really don't care. I will give this away. One reason that we have the bed in here is in the living room with us is because the TV's here.
Yeah.
And so we've never been able to lay in bed and watch TV together. And so that was kind of like part of the method behind the madness. But the funny thing is we never watch TV. I put on Netflix at night, right?
Yeah.
And I last about 15 minutes and then I fall asleep. That's it. So I actually watched, what was that movie? There was a series on called The Sinner, and I liked it, but I had to watch the first episode 5 times because I kept falling asleep. So I had to keep going back and revisiting it. All right. Should Americans that have wives from the Philippines build a home in the province or a city like Cebu? Well, I did a little deal. I've done a couple of 3 things regarding real estate and buying houses out here. The first one I did was with Dave, who did build a house out here, and he talked about his experience. You should know that you don't own property out here. Your Filipina wife will. I did an interview with a guy named George, who's on the channel, and he's a real estate agent out here. And he recommends not only using him, but using a lawyer also when you're doing that. I'm kind of skirting your issue though, aren't you? I don't know. Where do you want to live? You know, in Cebu, I think a condo would be the answer, because that seems to be all there is out there. I've only spent a few nights in Cebu, but I know that condos are very, very popular out there, and you can have a little more ownership in them somehow. Again, I'm just not interested in owning anything. May needs to buy some property, and that's what our goal has been with the YouTube revenue. Is I just give it to her, and then she puts it in her bank.
Yeah.
And then we're hitting. She's got to get to whatever number it's got to be, and she'll buy a piece of land. 116.6 Fahrenheit. Where are you? In the Philippines. Because here it's a lot cooler. We do live towards the hot springs.
Yeah.
We live by those, what's the name of the falls that you went to?
Forest Camp.
We live by Forest Camp. But what's the waterfall? Casaroro.
Oh yeah, Casaroro.
Yeah. And then the hot springs are up here. Everything's up here. You just keep going up the hill and you run into all kinds of cool stuff. 97 in St. Louis. Yeah, Edith. Edith getting me the coffee.
Who is Edith?
That's you.
Me?
You're Edith.
My new name.
Yeah. Remember I did the thing about Archie Bunker? You don't remember. Remember everybody was calling you Edith for a while? I did that video.
I remember.
Yeah. I still haven't shown her all in the family. I'll have to do that one day. Pastor Paul. Yeah. How you doing, guy? It's a Paul and half. I know she won't move over. So, there. How about that? We're reversed on this thing. Here, move over.
Sorry,
baby.
guys.
Move
Because
over,
of the
baby.
camera.
Move over, baby. Get over more.
Okay.
There you go. All right, now we're getting centered.
Because of the pimples.
Well, nobody wants to see me. Beautiful Life with Joan and Amy or the Filipina P are 2 channels I hope to get attention to. Okay. Well, shameless self-promotion is fine on here on the Old Dog. I had the Filipina P came on my show, and we did a little interview. I don't know who Joan and Amy are. Beautiful Life with Joan and Amy. I guess that's a YouTube channel. And then, yeah, the Filipina P, she's got a really good channel. And she's been on the Old Dog channel, what, about a month ago? 2 months ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Hello, Chuck. Red pill, blue pill. Oh, you did? Yeah, if you're just catching up, we gave her 30,000 pesos yesterday.
Yeah.
And and the other kids got money too. And then I had a subscriber send some money, like $70, and said, listen, I want you to have May. He gave me not orders, but he had a request.
Yeah.
He said, here's this money. translated to 33,500 pesos,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
like
yeah.
20 pesos or something like that. Anyway, so she's got that money still in her purse because we doled out all this cash to all these kids, the Karate Kid, the orphan, and the dancer. So I don't remember names. I just I just tell you what they do.
Elmi and Binju.
Yeah, Elmi, Bijo, and Andy. Yeah, okay, so they all got their donation money yesterday. And but one guy said, "Hey, listen, what I want you to do is Almy is never. She's 19 and she's never had like any fun, from what it sounds like." And so he says, "Why don't you have Baby May? Here's some money, but instead of giving it to her, have Baby May take her out to lunch, and then go get a manicure or a pedicure or some kind of girly thing, and then go and just blow the rest of the money on clothes." And I said, that is an awesome idea. That's great. You know, Baby won't be buying any clothes. It'll all go to her. Baby will get a little manicure with her because they're only 50 pesos. And she'll share some lunch with her. That's not expensive. But just sort of like a girl's day out, 3 or 4 hours of letting this girl get out of the house, go into town, and splurge a little bit. And the girl doesn't want to do it. She wants the money because she wants to buy a computer or a laptop because she wants to be able to study online. And so I'm at this crossroads of what to do. I got to write the guy and say, hey, listen, she doesn't want to do that. And that's how province girls are. I mean, May would probably give a similar reply because they see money and like, you know, 30,000 that they got. I don't think that's even sunk in yet. Okay. But 3,500 is a lot of money, right? I mean, your sister's rent is how much a month in that boarding house?
4-5.
2.5 is a month's rent.
Very small.
Very small. But that's a month's rent. And so we're talking about blowing off 3,500. And so to me and to another American maybe or a foreigner, we think, yeah, girls should go do that. They should go have fun. Life is serious over here, boys and girls. And so she sees that money. It's like she wouldn't get any pleasure from it. It wouldn't. She thinks she's wasting it. It's like this one here. She thinks she's wasting money. If we went into Robinson's and bought a new purse, I don't think you'd be happy with it because she'd think, you know, I'm spending 8,000 for a purse when I can go buy one for 300 that looks just as nice. And it's just a much more pragmatic and practical way of looking at money. So that's a long-winded story for you, asking if she smiled. I have so much to tell you. But yeah, man, she smiled, but you know what? It wasn't like the big grin came from Andy.
Yeah, Andy is very big.
Andy was massive. He was just, but he's a real demonstrative kid, you know. And his mom was crying because we handed over the money, and everybody was super appreciative. But I think they get embarrassed and they don't know how to respond. And so we just let it go, you know. It's like let them process. Give it some time to process it. And I think that what I'll do is, well, obviously we just give the money to the girl one way, shape, or form. But I think what we'll do is we'll give it a week and let her process it, and maybe we'll dial it back a little bit. You know, give her 2,000. Say, can we at least buy you lunch? You know, you guys go to lunch. I don't know, something. I want to appease the guy that made the donation. In other words, I don't want to break that bond. You know, stay away from Vegas. Yeah, that's a good idea. Right now, it's nice. Yeah. About as nice as it gets. It's rainy season, so it's overcast a lot. It's very cool at night. We have our air con on. Yeah. Don't we? We turn it on?
Yeah, it's on.
It's on. But I've got an overhead fan that you can't see, but I'll show it to you in when I do my video. Yeah. And we never had an overhead fan before. And so we sleep underneath that. So I'll turn the air con on at night for maybe 30 minutes and just sort of get cold air in the house and then turn it off. And then the fan just keeps recirculating that because the windows here are sealed real well. So it's just a nice change. Nice to catch you live. Well, thanks for being with us, Michael. We appreciate you. How far behind am I getting here? Can you help? Yes. May has a small garden. She has a small garden out front.
Yeah.
There's a great big, not great big, but there's a better than average size patio on the back. And then there is a better than average size patio on the front, which actually has a little garden that the owners planted. And then May's got her own little garden too. So it's a much cleaner looking setup than we had at the old place with plants. Top of the morning from Northern Virginia. Nice to see you too. Gotta run. Congratulations on 2 million views. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you
See
so
you,
much.
Donnie. Yeah, well, the old dog channel hit 2 million views. Go figure. Okay, what's that say?
Say, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
From Everett,
Washington.
Ah.
Ron, Mexico. Hi. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's Chris and Melody. I watched Chris when he first got to the Philippines, and I still laugh, man. I still laugh. I could go back because I remember your first trip over there, and like your first month, you ran out of money or something. You go, "Oh, I'm in trouble now," and it was just funny. I think Chris tried to live on $600 or $700 a month, and you pulled it off. So good on you. But thanks, appreciate that, man. I got to go on your live, or you got to come on with me sometime, Chris, and go back. We need to get together on a live stream sometime. I go on your show, or you come on my show. We'll talk. Have your people call my people. Have your chicken call my chicken. Good vibes. Yeah, Michael. How are you, brother? Mindanao level 3, reconsider travel. The Philippine government has declared martial law throughout the Mindanao region. Also maintain the state of emergency and greater police. Yeah, different strokes for different folks in different provinces, man. What do you call it? Cebu, I think, had the military with tanks going down the center of the street last week. And then over here, nothing. So it just depends on the outbreaks. Chop, chop. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Chop, chop, chop. I think.
Hurry up. Does that mean hurry up? Am I going too slow? As usual? When will flights resume from the U.S. to the Philippines? Well, I don't know. What was it? Kayak, I think Gary recommended. In other words, if you look at some of the travel agencies like Kayak or Skyscanner, Orbitz, those kind of guys, that's probably be the best source of information would be the airlines themselves.
But people is Atilosi she flight in the US in Monday.
Yeah, Auntie Lucy she was another guest on our show, and her husband is working in Gibraltar, right? And he works for immigration, I believe. Auntie Lucy is taking what's called a sweeper flight, which to be reunited with her husband. And so she's done all the nonsense, I shouldn't call it nonsense, but she's done all the requirements of getting a medical test and all this and that. And you can go from here to your home province. So you can fly within the Philippines to go see a spouse, a child, etc., as long as you meet those requirements. And a sweeper flight is just a scheduled flight where they only board people that have met those requirements and take them for that purpose, which is to reunite people with either a job or a loved one or their home province because they've been gone away so long, and they're expensive. So there you go. AC makes a huge difference. And again, I can't say it enough. This is the first time that I've been cool in my living room. And again, I'll show it on the video, but the aircon is one of those new whiz bang long type. It's not in a window. It's not one of those box things that makes a bunch of noise. It's on right now. I can't hear it. The fan overhead, we can kind of hear that whirling a little bit, but it's kind of soothing. And the way they designed it is they didn't complete the wall. It doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. It's actually got about 2.5 feet clearance. So when you turn the air on in the bedroom, it comes over that opening. You still got total privacy. You can't see into the bedroom from here, but the wall just doesn't go all the way to the ceiling and allows better airflow. The guy that designed this and owns it is German, so it's like a Mercedes-Benz. You know? Can I briefly discuss the weather there? Yeah, it's hot and then hotter. So right now is the rainy season, and it hasn't been bad. It rains here every night, and up here in the mountain, it's a cool rain. When I lived further down the mountain, it was a hot rain, and so that was just kind of got steamy, you know. And I had never experienced warm rain before, but that's what it is as you go lower in elevation here. Up here, it doesn't have a chance to heat up. It's still cool and remains cool, so it's a lot more refreshing. And I think every night we've had a lightning show outside. We've had rain every night, and in the morning we get rain. So that cools things off up here. When you get towards the November, December months, the typical winter months in America and other parts of the world, we do have some cool nights. And then the rest of the time, it's just unbelievably hot. So that's why I'm a big believer in finding a nice place to live that you're comfortable, because we hunker down a lot. We stayed home 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Just because it was hot, we were tired, and it was just like, no, I don't feel like dealing with it. So that's why we want to be comfortable here, and that was the other reason we moved. We just had more amenities for less money. So the budget got helped, and we're more comfortable. Thank you very much, China Dave. Yeah, I've got some interesting people. In fact, I'm meeting somebody in 30 minutes, so we'll have to end this pretty soon. I'll try to blow through the hellos and all that. I appreciate everybody joining us today, but we're going to end it probably around 10:45. That's okay. They're going to meet somebody at 11, and they're going to come back to the apartment, and I'm going to do an interview with them and get a new story and a new video for you guys. Hi, Amy. How are you? Let's promote your channel. Amy's Philippine Adventure Channel.
It's the vlog. She's vlogger.
You know her?
I don't know that.
I don't know either. But we'll go ahead and do a commercial for her. We'll leave that up for a second. Everybody subscribe to Amy.
Yeah.
We like to see channels. You know, I like to promote channels. My friend Mark is a channel, and I just did an interview with him. So if you go on my Facebook page, there's a link there, and you can see my interview. He interviewed me for a change, and watch his show. He's got a good little channel. He's off camera like me, unlike me. Hi, May. Bob says hi.
Good morning, Bob. Thank you for watching. Say hi.
No, he didn't say hi to me. I'm not going to say hi to him. Do I expect a big economic crisis coming to the corona? I see the dollar is weakening. So I got, no, I don't. In fact, believe it or not, I just read that the overall economy is actually, they've reduced their deficit because they've not been able to import as much. Everything's kind of been shut down. So because they haven't been, it's like something like a 47% reduction in imports, which has therefore reduced the deficit of the Philippines and has boosted the peso. So it's got a little more buying power right now, which is good news for the Philippines and bad news for me, because I'm used to getting 50, 51, and then yesterday we got 49. So it's, it's one of those things that I got to ebb and flow with as far as my budget goes. So that's why when I say I get 18 and I spend 15, you need to have a window there because things can change. The peso is, let's just say it's still at 50 for round numbers. If it goes to 40, I can still make it because I've allowed that 300 window to be there to make up for that. Not advice, just what I do. Well, we appreciate you, Kim. We like making our videos.
Yeah,
So we're glad that we're glad that you're watching us.
Yeah.
And Amy wants to say hi to Kim Butler. That's fair. Everybody discuss amongst yourselves. What's the temp today? It's about 30 outside Celsius.
That's very hot.
It's not hot at all. Well, thank you, Ken. Sorry if I was not clear. I am the guy with the K1 visa. Oh, okay. And my summer sucked. I was supposed to be there for 2 months with my future wife. It sucks not seeing one you love. Yeah, it does. But just hang in there, buddy. It's just a matter of being patient. And I understand. I mean, if I was in your shoes, I'd feel lousy too. But I think it's going to lighten up here. Oh, you can't get mad at things you can't control. Hello, Paul, Tony from Colombia, South America. Wow, good to see you again. And enjoyed May's tour of your new house. Hope you enjoyed your blessing. Well, thank you, Tony. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Sir Tony.
I want to get out of the U.S., but Philadelphia's on the list. Well, good for you. I think you're a new subscriber because I've seen some comments from you. So welcome to the channel. Great channel. Those donations are awesome. Despite current circumstances, still a lot of good people in the world. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, Aaron. And that was not expected. I mean, I just went over to do an interview. I never once said, hey, send some money to these people. It was all taken on by you guys. And so I get uncomfortable when it comes to the money thing because I can know the appearance can be bad. So that's why I had so many witnesses. I took pictures of everything on PayPal, and I'm repeating myself, but my friend Bud Brown met me over there and videoed and witnessed and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was awesome. I talked to 3 people that were exceptional human beings that all had a dream and really couldn't afford to finance that dream. And because of the generosity of basically strangers, you guys changed their lives. You changed their life course. So, good job. Good job to you guys. I didn't do anything. All I did was make a video. It was you guys that took the bull by the horn and decided that you wanted to share some love with some kids. And that's just how much better it can get. Good morning, chicken. Yeah, where's the chicken? Poor chicken.
Chicken.
I'm with BW. Chicken should be the star of this show. Yeah, the culture out here is fun. All right, enough of that freaking chicken. Yeah, 5 to 7 years, man. That was like, I already retired mentally at 7 years. So I was already cooked, I couldn't get interested in anything. I couldn't get interested in work. I didn't want to get promoted. I didn't really want to make a lot I just wanted to get it over with. I never wanted to get old so bad in my life. I never wanted to go from 50 to 60 so bad. No, those are, what are those called again? Action figures? Those, what are they called? They're not Power Rangers. Look at there. Justice Warriors.
Justice Warriors.
Yeah. No, we can't afford Star Wars stuff. The chicken's in therapy, but he's doing better. Stop it with the friggin' chicken before I throw that thing across the room. They listen. Yeah, man, you take over. He's having the best time. Stupid chicken.
Chicken, I told the people about chicken.
Good morning. Okay, we'll get back to it now. Nashville, Tennessee. Well, there's some barbecue, huh? Wow. I want barbecue. Good morning. Beer. Oh, okay. All right, it was beer. Can you get it? You can get a craft beer out here. Place called Brew Garden. So they have the deal where they make their own beer. So yeah, it's available. I think that's the follow-up question. Indian Pale Ale. I don't know the names of the beers. I'm not a big beer connoisseur. I can tell you about coffee. But we went and had a beer yesterday with Joe.
Yeah, with you.
And where we get December, I think it was a pale ale. Tasted better than the other stuff they sell out here. Hello from London. Nice.
London.
I was in London when I was 13 years
Yeah,
old. All I saw was miniskirts.
Wow, Florida.
All the way from Florida. My friend Monty is in Florida right now.
Oh.
North Dakota. Gotta be cool there. Where is it? It's July. Pretty hot. Orlando. I was in Orlando. I won a trip to Orlando when I worked for Toyota. That was memorable. Nice Pat, glad you settled in. IPA is a beer. Okay, it is. Yeah. So yes, they do. To answer the question, there's one place out here. I'll promote it because we do shameless self-promotion out here. It's called Brew Garden, and it's right up from Hypermart. And we went there yesterday. Stopped in. NT, knit band. I don't know what NT means. Oh, Northern Territory, Australia. Well, hi, Mark. Yeah, right on. See, I learn something every day. Okay, we're going to wrap it up here, kids, because we're going to go down to somewhere. Where are we going? Oh, we're going to the Valencia Plaza.
Yeah.
She likes playing with your chicken. Thanks for giving the motivation to leave America. Once this COVID situation gets better, maybe we can hang out in the Philippines. By all means. I appreciate you watching the channel. Thank you very much. Corpse was fun.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Let's see. Am I getting behind? I managed to get up. I thought I was doing good. Fun. Yeah. Here's King Lee. Oh, cool. There you go. Thanks, King. We like to promote everybody's channel here on the Old Dog Channel. So if you've got a YouTube channel, don't be bashful. Let us know about it. I think that the more YouTube content that's out there, the better for all of us. I think there's a community, because like I'm an older guy. I have my perspective, I have my budget, I have my lifestyle, and I share that to the best of my ability. It's really a video diary of my life. So I just kind of tell it like it is. I got no reason to lie to myself. And then there's going to be people like King and his channel. And then there's going to be women that have channels. And there'll be various ages, status in life. So you got the P's got a channel. Gio's girlfriend's got a channel.
Yeah.
Sean's girlfriend's got a channel.
Yeah.
What is it called? Short Province Girl. She's going to be on next week. Sean wants me to interview his girlfriend. It's got a channel called the Short Province Girl. So she's going to be on next week sometime. And I just think it's good because the more stuff you guys can watch, especially you guys thinking about moving out here, the more information you can process and kind of get all aspects. I would just be cautious of those that are really well produced. Like I'll watch a video and it'll be someone that's really popular, but all their videos is like a drone is flying through, and all you see is the bright blue ocean and the white sandy beach, and then there's a girl that's running slowly like on Baywatch, and they're all sitting down having a delicious. It's not like that all the time. That's vacation mode. So I just be cautious of that. if you can watch local guys like myself, like Bud Brown, like Gio, May's channel, of course, each kind of get more of a vibe of reality. New house looks great. Thank you. Good morning to you. Now, new house is great. Okay, I think we're getting back to where I was supposed to go. I think I missed a few people. You know what? I did get my stimulus check, and the way that I got my stimulus check was to do the non-filers form. I highly recommend that if you haven't got your stimulus check. So I hadn't filed a tax return for 2 years because I hadn't had an income, and so it was supposed to be brain damage simple. I'm on Social Security. I'm on a what do you call it, direct debit. You know, they just put it in my bank account electronic. And the same thing with the IRS. Whenever I paid or got a refund with the IRS, I was on electronic transfer of funds. And so I should have gotten a check right away and didn't. And then I didn't. And then I didn't. And then I didn't. And then I went to their little portal and it kept saying, well, you don't qualify for a check or we don't have enough information. So I started watching some YouTube videos about stimulus checks and I found a guy that I really liked. And then I got a step-by-step instruction on how to fill out the form and which one to use because it was confusing because the IRS website's confusing. So anyway, I finally filled that out. I filed it. They said, we'll send you an email within 72 hours, and I never got an email. But one day, boom, the check just showed up, I think about 2 weeks after I did that. So there will be no stimulus checks until it's signed off by the president. And right now it's in conversation. And so I listened to the information coming in about future stimulus checks, and there's a lot of ideas being bounced around. So I would be cautious as to what you believe, because until it goes through both houses and then hits the president's desk and he signs it, we got nothing but conversation. I think there will be a check. I just don't think it'll be as big. Oh, we already did that. Okay, I'm getting caught up here. All right, well, let's sign off. Let's get out. Let's go away. Let's say goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a good idea to fly right now. They immediately put you in the hospital if you test positive. Okay. I'm going to run through these really quick. Baby may notice me. My little place, bit of paradise, Colombia. Right on. Everybody find your bliss. Oh, my check finally came in paper form. I always do with my tax online. Does it make sense? Yeah, but they're not the most efficient group. Trust me. I know, Ron. We were talking about that, buddy. So I think I recommended to you to do the non-filer form online, and I forget the guy's name, but I will send you a link or his name to the guy that explains it. And if you just Google stimulus check, YouTube, there's a bunch of guys that are talking, but you got to be careful about finding the right person because a lot of them are just doing clickbait stuff. Like they're talking about $4,000, $2,000 a month for everybody for the next 3 years and all this and that. And it's just a bunch of hype to get you to watch their channel. So anyway, so about that. Good night, at Bob, Raffinati. Yeah, we're going to bail out pretty soon. Like your new place. Thank you. Can I ship you a barbecue? Anytime, buddy. Thanks for the live stream. Thank you. We're gonna bug out, kids. So I want to just click on a few of these. I look forward to meeting everybody, Jeffrey, including you. I have a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun this week. I've met like 2 or 3 people, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been able to get out. And they've been able to get out. They've actually been on the island. There's guys that watch the channel that have been on the island, but we just haven't been able to maneuver and go anywhere because they just started to open up restaurants and coffee shops. So we've been meeting over at Naspree, which is over here in Valencia, and we've been able to do a little chicka time. Wow, that's a trip. That's a trip that they did that. All right, kids, we're going to end it. Thank you again for watching the old dog and baby May and the chicken. And everybody gonna get out of the way. Next time we'll have to position this better.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll keep playing around with our computer lack of skills. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'll have a video coming up the next day or two. I'm going to interview a friend. I'll be doing a apartment tour.
Yeah.
And always want to watch. What's your channel's name? We got to do one more time.
Yeah, Baby Miss Cooking Adventure, guys. Please subscribe with chicken.
That's the stuff right there. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.